Good morning and welcome to the Friday edition of Sunrise Malawi here on Zodiac TV. It is a beautiful Friday morning and I believe you are well and ready for the week. My name is Eamon. Please stick around as we bring you stories from different parts of Malawi. Lero ndilachisanu pa 10 July mchaka chimene cha 2026 ndikukhulupirira kuti mulokonzeka kuyamba tsiku limeneli ena olikonda amangotitu Father's Day inde tsiku la abambo limeneli kapena kuti tsiku la anthu amuna. Mauno muli ndine Eamon Piringu ndikupempheni kuti mukhale pomwepo ndipo monga mwa masiku onse tabwera ndi nkhani zosiyanasiyana zokuphunzitsani, kukusangalatsani komanso kukudziwitsani. Well, coming up in this edition, latest study by the MHRC reveals that persons with albinism continue facing challenges in the country. UTM President Dalitso Kabambe calls on the government to reverse 100% tuition fee increase for public universities. Unduna wa boma ang'ono wati ndondomeko yolimbikitsa mphamvu kwa anthu ithandiza kutukula dziko lino. Well, let us now go to our first story this morning, which is on people with albinism. Latest study by the Malawi Human Rights Commission, MHRC, has revealed that persons with albinism in the country continue to face widespread discrimination and barriers to health care, education, employment and justice despite progress in specialized medical services. The findings report titled Barriers Analysis, Factors Impeding the Socio-Economic Empowerment of Persons with Albinism in Malawi, says the problems people with albinism are facing are connected and reinforce each other across various sectors like education, employment and justice. Speaking during the findings dissemination in Lilongwe, MHRC Commissioner Andrew Kavala said the report also contains recommendations targeting stakeholders to take action to address these challenges. We caught up with Andrew Kavala in this interview.
There are a number of myths that are associated with persons with albinism. And what we are saying, or what the report is saying, is that moving forward, can we as a country join hands and ensure that we address these gaps? So the report has made a number of recommendations, and the recommendations have been made following each factor that we have highlighted. But above all, what we are saying is it is the responsibility of every Malawian to ensure that issues of inclusion, issues of equity, access to services should be given a priority. Persons with albinism, just like any other Malawian, have the right to access services equally across the country.
President for Association of Persons with Albinism, APAM, Young Muhamba, had this to say on the report findings.
The findings are timely and they are complementing other pieces of research that have already been done. Last year there was the National Action Plan initial stage where similar problems were established. Also, Malawi Human Rights Watch conducted another study which established barriers to economic empowerment for persons with albinism. So we also as APAM have had a situation analysis on persons with albinism as well. So this study that was conducted by Malawi Human Rights Commission, whose report has been disseminated today, is just highlighting most of the issues that we have been saying about the economic situation of persons with albinism, the health status, whereby the health is very impoverished. We are talking about sunscreen lotion being missing from our hospitals. We are talking about persons with albinism struggling to access good healthcare services. So the report is timely, and it is our expectation that all the stakeholders, Malawi government and the other non-governmental organizations and the international community will see the edge to come forward and address the issues that persons with albinism are facing. So the most important thing here is collaboration. The collaboration has been a voice on paper, but we haven't seen much from most of the stakeholders. So we really need to collaborate and make sure that these pieces of work shouldn't be theoretical, but they should show on the ground. We have seen the data from the report. There is a good amount of data that is very useful to ensure that we advocate with evidence. So we are going to use the report to advocate with the evidence, but there is need for the strategies to be implemented on the ground.
Now, on matters to do with education, UTM Party President Ndalitso Kabambe has called on the government to immediately reverse the 100% tuition fee increase for public university students, warning that the new fees will put higher education beyond the reach of many Malawians. Kabambe made the remarks days after the Secretary for Education, Dr. Ken Dala, defended the fees adjustment for the 2026-27 academic year, which takes effect this September. That's this year, of course. Addressing the media in Lilongwe, Kabambe urged the government to repatriarize the 11.8 trillion kwacha budget by cutting non-essential spending, investing pension funds in students' accommodation and restoring free meals in public universities. Let's hear from Kabambe.
As UTM, we reject the increase in fees in public universities, and we are really concerned. In 2014, the DPP brought in a major policy change in public universities.
One of the students who attended the briefing, now Mbeye of Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, said the tuition fee increase is already affecting students from poor households, making it harder for them to continue with their studies.
First impact is that not everybody is eligible to apply for the loan board, since the government say that despite the raising of the fees, they will be able to help the students since they give loans. So not everybody in the public universities is eligible for the loan. And a good example is from the people who are there for only diplomas and certificates. And for example, at our school, only the people who are doing degree are eligible for a loan, whilst the rest who are doing diplomas and certificates only, they don't get any loan. They're supposed to fund the fees themselves through their parents or guardians or some other like non-government organizations.
Meanwhile, Minister of Education Bright Isaka has dismissed calls for the government to reverse the increase in public university tuition fees, saying the adjustment is necessary to improve the sustainability of higher education institutions in the country. Now, on xenophobic attacks, the Malawi government says it still does not know how many citizens are stranded in South Africa and require assistance to return home. Chief Secretary to the Office of the President and Cabinet, Justin Saidi, says the number of Malawians seeking government support continues to increase each day, pressing growing pressure on available resources. Let's hear what Saidi had to say.
Initially, we were talking of less people when we started this process. But as a threat for 30th June came, a number of people flocked to the centers. Others are flocking to the embassy. Others are flocking to the consulate. So we are supporting them, provide them with all necessary amenities to ensure that they safely return home. And the exact number of Malawians living in South Africa, we can't tell, but we are talking of millions because we have so many Malawians that have gone there. Some have married there.
Ever heard of the situational leadership? As leaders, what leadership style do you use in your company or institution? In case you have been wondering as to how your colleagues lead their successful institutions beyond what we feature beyond. Today we feature a seasoned human resource consultant, Pastor Marcus Daniel, who is urging leaders from both private and public sectors to embrace what he calls situation leadership styles by recognizing different capabilities of your workforce for professional growth and improved output. Pastor Daniel said this during an executive leadership and public speaking masterclass organized by the Medical Council of Malawi, MCM, in collaboration with UNICAF University and SIMAF.
You know, the presentation that I made today is very important. I was focusing on situational leadership to help the managers to know that every situation requires a different leadership style. At the same time, every person in their career journey, they are different level and they require a different leadership style. So that was the main focus, and it's very important that we help them to manage people well, that will increase their productivity, that will increase even the work relationship, the work as partners, and it should be able to bring forth the results that are necessary for the organization. Yeah, I think the best thing that I kept on emphasizing to them is that the knowledge must be applied. So what they have been taught this morning, they should be able to translate it into actionable points. So when they get back to their offices, let them understand their people, to know where they are, then try to use different model styles based on the person that they are dealing with. That will surely bring positive change in the environment in their workplace. Now the challenges that normally happens is they'll use a different model to the wrong person, but at the end of the day there's a lot of frustration that may result into low motivation, that may result into turnover, that may result into burnout. So by the end of the day, it will be the organization strategic plan that is affected. So organization will not alive where they needed to alive.
And Moses Kaufa is the Executive Director of the Media Council of Malawi.
We organized this meeting because we are working with several institutions, and as a council, we look very much at professionalism and accountability, and we felt that there are some issues that we need to fine-tune in the partners that we are working with, and that is why we have actually focused very much on leadership skills and public speaking, to basically look at how institutions can communicate to their constituents, and also how they can relate within their own management structures. There is usually a discord amongst the structures within an institution. Look at the executives, the middle level management, and even the junior staff, the way they communicate. There's always lots of issues to be tackled. And at the same time, we are looking at the issues to do with the people that have been given the mandate to communicate to the public on behalf of that particular institution. They need a lot of skills on how they can process information so that people understand the direction that they are taking and why they are taking some decisions.
Meanwhile, SIMAF country representative for Malawi, Venita Mkaka, said the organization is committed to supporting such initiatives as they increase knowledge sharing and overall institutional growth.
We have sponsored this meeting because we realize that many people they try to be part of the leadership seminars, but most of the times they don't utilize the skills. So we decided that we once again come together, invite different experts, and we share what leadership is all about. What can we learn from each other? This is very important. As you know, leadership is not just about position, but it's about what we are doing for our society, our communities, and our workplaces. What are we changing in our workplaces? So we decided to do this because we wanted if people come together, they will merge and make something important together. And they'll share ideas. They'll also impact one another, because these people, as you can see, we're having people from different organizations and institutions. So they'll empower each other as they are talking.